So we'll be live in a minute. Actually, we are live already. So hello to everybody. I still need to do something about my voice. Just hold on. I stopped smoking 1 week ago, but my voice is still a bit weird sometimes. So thank you very much for coming in. Hello to everybody on TikTok, to our today's broadcast about how to overcome worries and fears. Hi, Andreas. Nice to see you here in the Zoom chat. And we are also live at YouTube and on Insta and Facebook. So I hope everything's all right technically. Let's see. Looks good. So if I don't get any complaints, I just keep on going. Huh? So our today's topic is how to overcome worries and fears. And I think in these days, it's very important to get data about it, useful information, applicable knowledge you can use. And if you can do it better, Tankai, than me, thanks for the correction. I'm German. That's not my first language. I do it so that I can also reach other people, but I will read something to you in a minute. And that's definitely perfect English as far as I can read it. So no worries, it will get better. So yeah, I hope you take something with you tonight, because we all need to get into a better mood, especially when the times are like they are at the moment. You just turn on the news and yeah, after a while, you may find some reasons to get worried. So, and there are also many, many other things you could get scared of, or, you know, and then, you know, that thinking machine, once it started, it's hard to stop. But tonight you will learn some very effective and easy tools you can use in your everyday life. So that's something I want to share with you tonight, because it helped me a lot. It's wonderful once you use it and you realize that it actually helps, and that you cheer up, your mood becomes better. So yeah, I will show you how it works. So hello everybody again. Whenever you like to chat with me tonight, my co-host is missing. She has to take care of her son. And so unfortunately, when you are with us here live on Facebook or on Instagram, please come over to Zoom. And I can also see the chat on TikTok. So that's definitely good. Okay, so we have a wonderful topic tonight. So I hope you enjoy it. I love it very much. And you can let me know if you have any questions, if you need some more explanations, some examples, and I'm happy to help. Okay, so the first article I'm reading is called The Dangerous Environment. To clear my throat. That's the smoker's problem, I think. So, okay, many people are not only convinced that the environment is dangerous, but that it is steadily growing more so. For many, it's more of a challenge than they would feel up to. A great number of people are professional, dangerous environment makers. This includes professions which require a dangerous environment for their existence, such as the politician, the policeman, the newspaperman, the undertaker, and others. These people sell a dangerous environment. That is their mainstay. Thanks for sending the hearts of TikTok. Thank you very much. They feel that if they did not sell people on the idea that the environment is dangerous, they would promptly go broke. So it is in their interest to make the environment far more dangerous than it is. So then there's, there are some examples of a dangerous environment and how it's going to be done, how you can create a dangerous environment for others. So I know all the people who like creating a dangerous environment for others, they don't want to hear, they don't want me to tell others the solutions for that. Yeah. I will show you how it works and why people are trying to create a dangerous environment for others. That's really not nice, So listen, and you will know everything you need to know about it to overcome those worries and fears which are caused by the dangerous environment. This article is called The Merchants of Chaos. There are those who could be called the merchants of chaos. These are people who want an environment to look very, very disturbing. These are people who gain some sort of advantage, they feel, if the environment is made to look more threatening. An obvious example can be seen in newspapers. There are no good news stories. Newspapermen shove the environment in people's faces and say, look, it's dangerous. Look, it's overwhelming. Look, it's threatening. They not only report the most threatening bits of news, but also sensationalize it, making it worse than it is. What more do you want as a proof of their intention? This is the merchant of chaos. He is paid to the degree that he can make the environment threatening. To yearn for good news is foolhardy in a society where the merchants of chaos reign. So foolhardy, that means that somebody is brave and ignorant of the danger at the same time. So that means foolhardy, right? So, and of course we know the newspapers or the news on the radio or on telly, it's just throwing it into our faces. It's very dangerous. Everything is very dangerous. So yeah. Okay. So, but listen, it's not only the news. So there can be people creating a dangerous environment. So, and here it is how it works. A lot of people spend their whole lives as professional chaos merchants. They worry those around them to death. The percentage who do this may be as high as 1 out of 4. For example, a housewife operating as a merchant of chaos in her sphere of influence sings to her husband, "If I can just keep Henry worried enough, he will do what I tell him." She operates on the idea that it is necessary to spread confusion and upset. But along with this goes a concern. I wonder why Henry doesn't get ahead. Naturally, she is making him sick. The truth of the matter, however, is this. The environment is not as dangerous ever as it is made to appear. Instead, tremendous numbers of people and vast amounts of money are manufacturing a dangerous environment. In fact, in the 1960s, a huge proportion of the national budget of the United States was dedicated to atomic war. But if they hadn't developed the threat, there would not have been one. The money that financed the horror was busy supporting the horror. Thanks for the hearts. It is not to the advantage of those who get their income, appropriations, or public interest from the amount of disturbance to make a peaceful environment. It's not, isn't it? No, it's not. Thanks, Mr. Clean, for sending likes. So, the merchants of chaos, yeah, they create a dangerous environment. Even though the environment can be dangerous, they create an even more dangerous environment for us. Why? Because they want to control it. So, and here are some solutions for you. I'd like to know in which situations you start feeling, you know, this worries, that fears, things that just keep you awake at night, you know, things which are going around in your mind and you worry about it and you know, you think about it for hours, maybe even for days, to find a solution, to, you know, find any answer to your problem. So what is it? Let me know, put it into the chat and let me know what you are worrying about. I know these days people are worried about their financial part of life, you know, so how can they pay the electric bills, for example. So here's someone on TikTok says, I watched a documentary about the shortness of water yesterday. It made me worry a bit. Definitely, definitely. I can totally refer to that because, you know, a shortage of water, not nice, no good if you want to survive. So yeah, so just become alert of everything that worries you, you know, and every information you get without any idea of any solution. Of course, sometimes, you know, there are things that need our attention to get solved, but the way it works, and you should, when I turn on the news and I listen to it, I think, ah, yeah, here's something that worries me a lot, but actually the way it is, you know, told, it sounds like there's no solution. And that's not true. That's not true. There's always a solution, always. For every kind of problem, there is a solution. Yeah. So here are ways to lessen the threats. And I will show you some, at least 3, which are my most favorite ones. And you can use those tools, yeah, to calm down. If you feel worried, you will feel better after, but you don't need to believe what I'm telling you. You can try it yourself. It's very easy to apply. So there's a bit more information about it, why it works. You should also listen to that to get a better understanding. But then you can actually try those tools in your everyday life whenever you feel worried about anything. Yeah. Okay. So here it says people are looking for a less threatening environment, or at least for a way to better endure the environment they live in. The concept of a dangerous environment will be understandable to the individual no matter how crudely it is put to him. Just the concept that he considers the environment dangerous and overwhelming, and he doesn't quite know where the danger or overwhelm is coming from, is an enormous piece of wisdom. Shrinking back from a very threatening environment that may overwhelm him at any moment, unable to progress forward into greater endurance or power to handle that threatening environment, this is his life. An individual's health level, sanity level, activity level, and ambition level are all monitored by his concept of the dangerousness of his environment. Isn't that interesting? The more you think that your environment is dangerous, what will happen? Did you listen? Did you just listen? This sentence is so important. I'll give it to you again because it's so good to know. An individual's health level, sanity level, activity level, and ambition level are all monitored by his concept of the dangerousness of his environment. That's amazing, isn't it? So you can become more ambitious, more saner, yeah, and of course more active if you think that the environment is less dangerous. So use the tools, yeah, and get more life. That's the message for today. Okay, so we just start with the first tool, right? And you can try it. You can actually, thanks for sending the likes, Mr. Clean. That's very nice. So the first tool for you here is called find something that isn't being a threat. Find something that isn't being a threat. My God, this book is so big. And it just fell down. So, okay, I didn't die. Very heavy. So, okay, find something that isn't being a threat. When a person gets too upset or confused, one can have him look around the environment and find something that isn't being a threat to him. Carry on doing this until the person is very happy or relieved and has had a realization about himself, the environment, or life in general. A person can also use this technique directly on himself. For example, an individual can be in his office and very worried about something. He may be uproar and he feels completely overwhelmed. The person himself ought to be able to look at the papers on his desk, in brackets, the source of his threat, and find something about them that is not a threat. By making such a discovery, the threat will balance out. Yeah, before it was a threat like, so and now, ooh, okay. So what are you doing to balance the threat out? You find something in your environment that isn't being a threat. This is how it works. You can do it on your own. Yeah. So you just look around and find something that isn't being a threat. Like what, for example? Okay, so what is threatening you? Like, for example, you take a walk at night, you're going back home and you hear some weird noises of people who sound to be a bit aggressive, yeah? And they are following you through the streets. So this could be a kind of threat, right? So you start feeling worried about it. What you could do is actually you can run as fast as you can. No, what you can also do is once you are aware of the fact that you just feel worried, but they are actually not a threat, yeah? Then you can look around and find something that isn't being a threat to you. Could be anything, like, okay, the tree. Is the tree a threat to me? Not really, not now. It could fall down, could fall over, but it, yeah, it doesn't look like it would do so. So, okay, yeah. Then you look around and find some more things like a car, a parked car, you know, a house. It doesn't matter what it is. You just look out, you watch out for things that aren't a threat to you. And here's the example of somebody who sits in his office with a stack of papers, a stack of bills, for example, things he needs to do. He needs to work himself through and finish his work, and he feels overwhelmed and is worried, you know. So he could actually look around and find something that isn't being a threat to him. Okay, the monitor, okay, the wall, the light isn't a threat. Okay, the palm tree in the corner of the office isn't a threat. It works like this. Try it. I did it. I tried it. It's so good. You know, do it when you feel worried about something. Find something that isn't being a threat to you. That's our BestYou, you know, advice to do when you feel worried. So, thanks. That's so nice. I like it when people, you know, are listening and taking the ideas and start using them in their lives. That's fantastic. So the next thing you can do is called don't read the newspaper. And not only the newspaper, you can, you know, the original type of newspapers. Stop reading the news on your mobile, on all gadgets you have. Just stop reading, consuming the news. Yeah, and do this here. It says how it's going to be done. This is very simple. Tell the person, if you are trying to help somebody else, don't read the newspapers for 2 weeks and see if you do feel better. That you should try, you know. Stop reading the newspapers for 2 weeks and see if you don't feel better. And that's so simple, but try it, you know, try it. If you feel worried too often, I don't read the news for a long time. Perfect. Perfect. But you may be, you know, on some social media and other people are just copying the bad news from the mainstream media. And so in the end, you end up with all the stuff. Anyway, you know, you may have the intention just to get entertained a bit, but you end up with getting negative information that will actually make you feel worried. So that could be something that you could avoid. Also, like all the, you know, on all social media channels. Once I actually unfriended everyone who was ever posting something negative. I just unfriended them. So, and my timeline became much nicer to look at. So yeah, that's also something, you know, how you could practice this. And the third remedy I'd like to give you tonight is so powerful. It sounds too simple, but it's actually the most powerful and effective and easy thing I've ever found. Anybody can do it almost anytime. And it works. Let's see, I'll show you why. So it's called take a walk. Another way of having a person look at the environment and discover that it isn't so threatening is a technique called take a walk. If a person feels bad, have him take a walk and look at things as he walks. The effort here is just to get the individual to inspect the environment and find out that there is some slightly greater security in it. One just wants the person to look and find out if the environment is as threatening as it appears to be. Take a walk and look at things is the mildest advice that you could possibly give anybody. And it is almost certain to produce a result if the person will do it. It is quite effective. So actually take a walk, and as it says here, it's about to look around and to find out and to discover that the environment isn't so threatening as you think. That is the whole trick, you know, to look around while you are taking a walk and to discover that the environment isn't as threatening as you think. It's not about the fresh air. It's not about, you know, the fitness you are gaining from it. So it's actually about looking around and discovering that the environment isn't as threatening as you think. It's called taking a walk. And of course, yeah, that's from my experience, I can tell you, of course, you can't take a walk all night. You know, if you need to go to work the next morning, you should get some sleep, you know. But if you need more techniques, and there are many more techniques you can use, I'd like to recommend this booklet to you. It's called Solutions for Dangerous Environment, written, so it's all based on the works of L. Ron Hubbard. And it's really, really, really helpful because you will get more information about the dangerous environment, the merchants of chaos, about a calming influence, and you will learn, let's see how many there are. Actually, in this little booklet, there are 7 remedies, you know, for 7 ways to, hi, oh, now you came on with your camera. That's very nice. Like, ooh, I got a big photo on my screen here. It's very nice, like you're sitting opposite to me. Okay, so cool. So yeah, actually there are 7 remedies you can use in your everyday life. And for example, there is something, a remedy that is called knocking off things that upset one. You will learn how to handle a loss. You will learn a remedy which is called find something that isn't hostile to you. For example, Andreas, I know you know that booklet, don't you? Yes. So can you tell me how many of these tools you've ever used? Like taking a walk? Yes, he's nodding, taking a walk. So did you ever look around and found something that isn't being a threat to you? You tried that one. I did myself. It's awesome. It's just awesome. Yeah. And for everyone who just came in and who missed the introduction, this tool is called Find Something That Isn't Being a Threat to You. And you can do it just about yourself. You can look around and find things that aren't a threat to you. And of course, yeah, you will realize that the environment isn't as dangerous as you think. And there is, what else do we have here? how you can arrange your life a bit better if you feel worried too often. You know, that's another remedy. And what else you could find in this little beautiful and wonderful booklet is an article which is called Confront. Yeah. And the definition of that word is that you can exist close to something without being nervous, and you can just perceive what it is without, you know, any hesitation or without, yeah. So to confront life is actually very, very important. So you were just witnessing how this big book just fell down again. So yeah, I will put it on the table properly now. I hope you enjoyed the tonight show. And if you want to hear it in German, please come back. Yeah, yeah. And that's great. So good. And yeah, come back at 7 o'clock. I know it's a quite short one. So actually now it's just 30 minutes long. I can read some more stuff to you if you want in German then. And it's actually something we should all learn and teach each other, you know, whenever you, oh, Mr. Clean, thank you, who sent me 1,000 likes on TikTok. That is like, I'm impressed, my dear, I'm impressed. So, oh yeah, here, Andreas is telling me that he actually applied one of these remedies outside with somebody, and and he also used it for himself. So that's great. Yeah, I did it once, you know. I started feeling bad about something on my way back home, and I you know, the more I thought about it, the more worried I became. And when I realized what's going on, I thought, okay, what can I do about it? And then I remembered this little technique. It's a big technique actually, but a simple one from this little booklet. And I applied it on my way back home. And once I arrived at my house, I felt so good. And I thought, my God, it's so powerful. It's actually so powerful, but you have to try it to see that it's actually working, you know. So if you don't believe me, no problem, you can use it. If you want to have more information about what's in here and how you can get it, just get in touch with us, send us a little message, a personal message, whatever, and we will get in touch with you. So thank you very much for being here, and see you later at 7. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.